Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome back to SK Technologies. So, in this video, we will try to see uh, the real-time project, how people are maintaining the various environments. Fine. So, as a Linux administrator, you should aware of these environments, and you are the persons to assist to the your developers or your requesters on these various environments. Fine. So I will try to explain you what is this environment and why we need to maintain and why in real time people are having these kind of environments. Okay. So first let me list out various environments. So definitely you might have this dev environment. Okay. So dev environment and TST. Okay. So TST are test environment and UAT environment. So these are the minimum environments people are maintaining in the real-time projects and staging or might be see some people are, these are the optional but let me list out staging and pre-prod, finally prod. Of course, based on your requirement, project requirement, people are may not be having this pre-prod staging and all, but definitely if you go and check any project, so there are minimum 3 to 4 environments. So out of this, definitely you might have this dev, test, okay. So dev, test, and prod. These are the compulsory you should maintain. Of course, in the people in the real-time projects, people are maintaining these environments. Okay. So now I will explain you what are these uh, the main purpose of to maintain these environments and all. We will see now. Fine. Let's assume you are the Linux administrator. So we know already the functionality of our Linux administrator task and all. Fine. So let's assume this is your server. Fine. So you created the server with the Linux operating system. Okay. So Linux is running on the server. Fine. So definitely people will request you, developer people will request you, they want to install some application on the server. Okay. So they want to install some application like Java application. They want to install and support. Fine. So finally, this Java application, whatever right, running right. So this server, you have to establish the connection. So you have to establish the connection to expose your application services to end users. Okay. So people who wants to access this application, right? So you are the person, I mean not alone the operating system team, there might be other teams also, network team, securities team, these people, so we'll arrange the access to the end users. Finally your project is these end users are these guys are wants to access your application which is running on the Linux server. Okay, so this is the server. Fine. Now if you directly application whatever developers are arranging, right, so whatever developer requesting us to install their applications, right, if you are directly install and you are arranging access to the end users, right, so sometimes we cannot expect the issues, we cannot predict the issues, right, in case something went wrong in this application. Okay, so something happened, then these people will affect, whoever accessing, right, those people will affect. And one more thing, so whatever the people accessing your application from the servers, so whatever the people are accessing your applications which are running your Linux servers, right? So this environment, this called as a production. Keep remember, production or live live servers, which means your end users are accessing your application which are running in your Linux servers. Of course your application might be running on different number of servers, but let's assume this is the server where your application is running and your end users are accessing. This known as a production environment. This is the production environment. It means live servers. So very high priority environment, and this is a critical environment, you can say. Why? Because your people are accessing, right? Like in general way, YouTube, Flipkart, Amazon, these kind of applications you are accessing, right? Mintra and OLA, whatever, all this you are accessing, correct? So that environment known as a production environment. If something went wrong in this application, definitely end users will get affect. They will get affect. So that is the reason here, before keeping this application in your Linux server, so we have to test it. We have to do the installation, do the application installation in another environments. Before getting placed into the production, you have to keep the same application in the another environment, another servers. So those known as these, it's a dev environment, test environment, UAT, staging, pre-prod, then prod. Finally your application is sitting on production environment. See, before lying on this production, so people are maintaining all these environments because of they want to test their, see, initial first environment which is development. Okay, so at the beginning, the first environment is development. Okay, once they done their development, so this is the, sorry, so this is the dev environment. Same application. So whoever request you, right? So they will give the same Java app here. Java app. So this is the dev environment. It is, so here people whoever wants to access, right? So they cannot access this dev environment because this is not the production. This is still under development. Okay, so nobody will access this. Only internally your developers or your like your internal team. Okay, those guys are, why? Because this is the dev environment, right? So this is the dev environment. That's the reason. Still, it is under the development. So they will do the deploy, then they will checks the functionality of their application. Okay. So once development is done, okay, so immediately your application will sit on where, here. So this is the test environment. Okay, the same again, same application only, same application only, your whatever you deployed in your dev environment, right? Same application in the test environment. So here, testing team. So we have multiple teams, right, in your project. So development team, who are, I mean, are developers, okay, application team, and testing team. Now testing team, those guys are testing the functionality of this application. So if people wants to access, right, so before accessing, these people will access and they will test the functionality of these applications. Fine. Then again you might be moved your application. Okay, so move your application into another environment. The same again, same application, Java app, whatever you installed, deployed in your test environment, right? UAT. Okay, this is kind of another environment. This is the UAT environment. So here also people will do the deploy and they will test all the things they will do. Then finally you will deploy your application. Of course there might be a staging, there might be a pre-prod, so based on your project requirement. Fine. So maybe some projects they don't want to maintain again another requirement, another environment, so directly they will keep these things in production. Okay, so they will keep the things in the production. So here another environment, the final environment. Okay, there might be another environment actually DB, that we will see later. Anyhow, this is the prod. Finally your application sitting on your prod environment. So same Java app. Okay, so which is high priority, very critical. So now your end users are accessing your application from this prod environment. That's it. Okay, so this is extreme high priority. It's a critical environment. Production means because your end users are accessing. So now as a OS admin, Linux administrator, you have to take care of first priority is obviously production. But in real time there might be a dedicated team for the production, so who have good experience, good knowledge based on their technical stuff, people are working in the production environment at the beginning. So if you are the 1 to 2 years of experience, so people are people won't allow you to work on the production directly, so initially they will keep under the dev environment, test environment. Okay, so your manager will ask you to take care of the dev environment, test environment, UAT. So these all non-prod environments. So you might be initially you might be working on the non-prod environments, which are test, dev, test, UAT, and prod. So once you are confident, so if you are with your technical stuff, if your manager is happy, then you will deploy into your production environment also. So, so at the beginning level, you have to take care of your non-prod environment. But in the real time, I mean, in the interview perspective, don't tell like you are supporting for the non-prod only, because they won't take you. Okay, so you can tell them like I am supporting both non-prod and prod environments. And sometimes people are calling T and D also, test and development environment, T&D environments, all are same. So these are the technical terms, guys. You should remember. Okay. So here also OS is Linux. Here also OS everywhere Linux only. But you have to, based on your environment, you have to work on. Okay. And priority levels also, severity levels also, you should keep in mind. Okay, so production means live servers which is having high priority, critical environment. Okay, so this is all about the environments in the real-time projects. So definitely you might see dev, test, and UAT. And of course you should have this production. Okay, before production these are the various environments, your application deploying into various environments, finally it will be deployed into your production. So then people can access your application, that's it. Okay, so thanks for watching this. If you have any issues, any queries and all, let me know. I will try to sort it out. Okay, thank you guys.